Well, on November 5th, San Francisco voters, as you know, approved to shut down the Great Highway, which runs along the Pacific coast in San Francisco.
But the fight over that stretch of road appears to be turning into a political fight and a possible recall campaign. Wilson Walker was out on the Great Highway where both sides faced off in person.
And I think we could build it similar to the High Line, where there's so many different experiences to be had along the way and more opportunity to build community, which is what we need to do right now.
For supporters of San Francisco's newest park, this was a day to think about the future of this space while celebrating the victory of the ballot measure that will make it happen.
Yes. The voters have spoken.
This victory parade, it's really very insensitive. But this is just obnoxious. This is rubbing our face in it.
The victory party also showed that the fight over Prop K is not over. Opponents, who were outnumbered, showed up to protest the celebration.
Share the road! Share the road!
I was really uncomfortable how they were over-shouting what we were saying, and I think we also need to listen to what they're saying.
And the divide on the highway reflects the divide in the city, with many on that purple west side left feeling like the vote itself was unfair.
The residents of the Sunset District, we're still digesting what happened to us. We're still digesting the betrayal of our supervisor, Joel Engardio.
People who live out by Ocean Beach, people who live throughout the Sunset came together, came up with this idea to create something, a better use for this road that's losing its greatest utility. And so they came to me with this idea, and I supported it. I believe it. I think it's good for the Sunset and good for San Francisco.
Engardio says supporting the park was simply the right decision, and like removing the Embarcadero Freeway, he says history will prove him right. But in the near term, social media has erupted with angry park opponents, and the supervisor has been the central target.
We elected him to represent us, not District 5, not District 9.
And that anger is now turning into political mobilization. Just as people were gathered out at the beach, another set of folks upset about the closure of the road were gathered here in the avenues at a diner to talk about the early stages of a recall campaign. They want to see who's organized, who can possibly raise money. And while they don't want to go on television, they say they are committed to the next big fight over San Francisco's Great Highway.
Oh, absolutely. I'm 100% behind a recall. I will do everything I can to recall that, man.
Are you concerned that people are angry enough about this that it may in fact cost you your seat?
People have a lot of concerns and valid concerns about traffic, and I think once they see the implementation and how traffic goes, we just need people to see the potential, and we can address the traffic issues. And once people see that this park is beneficial, I think people will come around.
Perhaps traffic planning and time will ease some of the hard feelings, but on this day, it was clear that the Great Highway is still causing a great divide.
This land was made for you and me.
So what about the park now that it has been approved by the voters? Well, the Coastal Commission has to sign off, and some neighbors say they're going to take their complaints to that venue, but the highway is now in the hands of SF Rec and Park, and they expect to close the gates permanently to traffic sometime early next year.